Hello and welcome. So today, guys, I have a very special video for you because I am going to be sharing with you the fragrances that are my most complimented fragrances right now. And I'm not just going to share just one type of fragrance. I'm going to share with you my Western niche most complimented, my Middle Eastern, and my designer. And I'm doing that because I wanted to make sure that I shared with you the ones that are current, right? Because if I'm going to get compliments on a fragrance, right, it's going to be because it's a fragrance that I'm wearing. And typically I'm wearing fragrances that are new releases so that I can test them and then provide you with a review. So I am going to do another video where I share with you my most complimented fragrances of all time, right? So fragrances that were not launched in the past couple of years, but that are fragrances that whenever I wear them, I get a compliment. Now, the fragrances that I'm sharing with you today, guys, are the fragrances that, even if they're not my favorite fragrances from those that have been launched within the last, let's say, 3 years, they are fragrances that as soon as I wear them, whether it's in the house or out of the house, I get not one, not two, but multiple compliments. And a couple of these fragrances, people will literally chase me down to ask me what I'm wearing, and then they'll try to order it immediately. I have a total of 13 fragrances that I'm going to share with you today, and I will be sharing them in no particular order. And as I go along, I'm going to try and move as fast as possible because I've discussed all of these fragrances here with you on the channel and you've heard about them quite a bit already. So I just want to share with you today the most complimented from the most recent launches, right? Let's say that within the last 2 to 3 years, this is the group of fragrances that really seem to be like high compliment getters. Most of them are from 2024 because I've been using them so much, but there's a couple that are from 2023 and 2022 that I picked up within, I would say, the last year. And oh my goodness, they are super high compliment getters. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and in this channel, we love to talk about all types of fragrances. So if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. All right, guys, so the first fragrance that I'm going to share with you is a fragrance that I picked up in 2024. And ever since I picked up this fragrance, I have not stopped talking about it. I talk about it with you. I talk about it in my personal life with friends and family. And I talk about it all the time because I am absolutely in love with this fragrance. And I am loving the DNA of this fragrance house because I had not tried any of the fragrances from this fragrance house until 2024. But I have to tell you that when Iris Palladium from Leo Primordial came into my life, oh my goodness, a game changer. A game changer because you guys know that I love purple florals, right? And this fragrance is all about the iris and the violet, but there's also some lavender, some cardamom, and some vanilla. But guys, when you wear this fragrance, first of all, this is a beast mode fragrance. You're going to get a super strong projection. Definitely over 2 hours, right? Approaching maybe like the 3-hour mark, and then it becomes a scent bubble. And the sillage is like, when I tell you beast mode, because this fragrance on my skin is beast mode. And the compliments, guys, because this smells heavenly. And you know what I find interesting is that in my experience, when it comes to iris and violet and lavender, those are not florals that everybody's into, right? So when I find a fragrance that has those florals and gets me the level of attention that this one commands, I pay attention. And this one right now, of all of my iris fragrances, and I have another one coming up, is taking the lead in the number of compliments. And I think it's because not only is it an exquisitely done fragrance, but guys, it is a powerhouse. It is there to make a statement. All right, guys, so this next fragrance was also launched in 2024. But guys, you know, there were so many incredible launches during 2024, but these fragrances that I have for you today, if you are looking for fragrances that will secure you for sure, incredible compliments, and not just compliments, no, incredible compliments because of the things people are going to tell you and the questions they're going to ask you and the interest that they're going to have in what you're wearing, where did you get it, what does it have, how did you find it? I mean, all types of questions. And this next one, wow, this next one is definitely a conversation piece, and I'm speaking about Creed Queen of Silk. Now guys, let me just start by saying, for those fam members that are sensitive to ambroxan, this fragrance has ambroxan for sure. Now this is a fragrance, guys, that is absolutely exquisite. To me, and I've said this before so many times here on the channel, to me, Queen of Silk marked like the change, or mark the beginning of a new era for Creed, because I have been a Creed follower for many years and I have never seen a fragrance with this level of oomph and character and intensity. It's a very bold, guys, it's a very bold, a very unapologetic, intense fragrance. This fragrance to me and on my skin is all about the passion fruit, but the passion fruit has not been done in that typical fruity, not smooth, because you know the passion fruit note tends to be a bit intense, but here, oh no, because this fragrance is beast mode on my skin. This is a fragrance, guys, that is relentless. It will be on my skin until I literally scrub it, really scrub it off, and on my clothes until I launder them for sure. But this fragrance also has quite the number of white florals. Like, to me, it's a bouquet of white florals. So I get the white florals, I get the passion fruit, and I definitely get the oud. And the oud combined with the passion fruit and those white florals makes for an absolutely exquisite fragrance that is going to get you a ton of compliments. This is the type of fragrance that you need to wear when you want to let them know that you've arrived. This is not a fragrance for those nights where you're just being a little shy, a little timid, and you just want to be, you know, a bit understated. Oh no, this is the fragrance that you want to spray on once you have an outfit and you are just ready to conquer the night, because you will be surrounded by people all the time asking you, what are you wearing? And they are going to want to know the details. The next fragrance that I have for you is from one of my favorite fragrance houses, and I really don't understand why this fragrance has not been hyped more and why it didn't go viral, because I have to tell you, this has got to be one of the best Bond Number 9 fragrances. And this past year, Bond Number 9 launched several fragrances, right? And I picked up several of them. There's Beekman Street or Beekman Place. There's the Harrods exclusive for their anniversary. There's New York Gardenia. And there's also Bond Number 1. There's Gold Street. Oh my goodness. But let me tell you, this one, of the ones that I picked up from Bond that were launched in 2024, this one is not my favorite. I love this fragrance, but this one is not my favorite. My favorite is Bond Number 1, and I've discussed that one here on the channel many times, right? But this fragrance, guys, even though it is not my top selection from the new launches of 2024 from Bond Number 9, I have to tell you that I have to give it some attention, because whenever I wear this fragrance, it doesn't matter if, you know, I went to do my nails, or if I went to the supermarket, or if I'm just in my car and I drive through, the person that's helping me through the drive-through will ask me what I am wearing, and they'll say, you smell so beautiful. Like, because guys, this is a fragrance that is all about the white florals to start with. But the lead of the white florals is definitely the gardenia, and it's the way that it's been done. This one is called New York Gardenia, and I am telling you, it is a force. It also has tuberose and it has jasmine, but the gardenia, as to be expected, is truly the star of this fragrance. In addition to those white florals, you're going to find that it has a ton, oh my goodness, a ton of vanilla. This fragrance is a powerhouse. Those white florals, you know, white florals can be a bit overwhelming, overpowering, and what we call heady. But in this fragrance, even though those white florals are very intense because this fragrance is a force, you are going to find, and I don't know how they did it, but it's very well balanced with the vanilla. The fragrance itself is sweet, but not very sweet. It is just an exquisitely blended and balanced fragrance. I tell you, bond number 9 was very busy this year, giving us quality, quality, quality in each of the fragrances, because I didn't pick up a couple of them because to me they lean heavy to the masculine side. But the ones that are definitely unisex, or like this one that lean to the feminine side, I am telling you, they are just absolutely exquisite and they have won their place in my collection. Bond number 9, New York Gardenia. Get your nose on it and watch the compliments come. So the next fragrance that I want to share with you now is one that I've also discussed here on the channel multiple times, and I'm just going to go right into it. So it's from Christian Provenzano and it's Roca. Guys, this is an exquisitely beautiful fragrance. It is fruity and it is sweet, but interestingly enough, it has like an earthy quality to it. But when I tell you, when you wear this fragrance, you better get ready, because none of these fragrances that I'm sharing with you today will allow you to be not necessarily ignored, but go below radar. Whether it's at home or whether it's at an event or just in a gathering, it doesn't matter. You are going to get attention and you are going to get a ton of compliments, and this one is no exception. While this is a fragrance that is all about elegance, this is elegance and sophistication in a bottle, in my opinion. This fragrance speaks to someone with a high intellect who's very smooth, who's very elegant. But the fragrance itself, oh my goodness, guys, the fragrance is just an attention getter without being loud. That's where the elegance of this fragrance comes in, because even though it does command attention, it does it in such a smooth way. You will be approached, people will give you a ton of compliments, they will want to know what you're wearing and where they can get it. Here you have some raspberry, some rose, some saffron, and a beautifully done vanilla. But this is one of those fragrances where the vanilla is not the star. This is a fragrance where all of the ingredients, you know, typical of Christian Provenzano, in my opinion, approach to fragrances, all of the ingredients come together very nicely and the blend is exquisitely done. And there is not one note that overpowers the other in any part of the olfactory journey, allowing this fragrance to just give you such a pleasant wear and such a pleasant experience when you wear it to an event. The next fragrance that I have for you is a Middle Eastern fragrance, and this fragrance is from the luxury lines of Middle Eastern fragrances, and I shared this fragrance with you towards the beginning of 2024 when I started to collect fragrances from Gissa, and this one is one and only. Oh my goodness, this is truly one and only. Guys, this is a fragrance that has a ton of passion fruit, and the passion fruit in this fragrance is so realistic. Oh my goodness. The passion fruit here is like juicy. It's like, it smells like when you cut open a passion fruit and you scoop out all of the little seeds and all of the juice, and it is just incredible, guys, incredible. But in addition to that, you are going to find some peach, some caramel, and it is a musk-based fragrance. But what I love about the Gissa DNA is that whenever they have musk, right, whenever they have a musk-based fragrance, the fragrance is just so smooth and exquisitely done, guys. Absolutely beautiful. To me, this is a full-on feminine fragrance, and I can tell you that I've taken this fragrance on vacations. I've gone to formal events. I've gone, you know, on very casual, very informal type of occasions, and this one is one that always becomes a showstopper. Wherever I wear it, we need to be ready to be entertained and be stopped and stalled by people asking what I'm wearing, because this is a fragrance that is also bordering on beast mode on my skin, but the projection, The projection is super, super strong. It gets me a very strong projection during the first almost 3 hours, guys. And after that, it becomes a scent bubble. And it doesn't become a skin scent probably until about like hour 10. This is a fragrance that until you launder your clothes, you are going to get the scent on your clothes. And if you hang your clothes in your dressing room or in your closet, everything is going to smell like it. If you pack a garment that has this fragrance on it, it will permeate through all of the garments that are in your luggage. I am telling you guys, this one is just an incredible fragrance if you are looking to command attention and get those incredible compliments. The next fragrance that I have for you is for my iris lovers. And you guys know I always take care of you. But I have to tell you, I have talked about this fragrance already here on the channel a couple of times. And I have told you, like, don't even think about it. If you're an iris lover, just add to cart. Just add to cart, because when I tell you this one is a masterpiece, and guys, compliments, oh, you will not be able to put a foot forward wherever you go without getting a compliment. And this is the type of fragrance also, guys, that has a sillage, which leaves a trail that will make people follow you. That is what's so like mind-boggling to me about this fragrance. And I'm speaking about Bulgari Spettacolore. Guys, this is iris perfection. If you have this fragrance, can you please tell us in the comments section what your experience has been with this fragrance? How do you feel about this fragrance? Do you get compliments? Do they actually stop you no matter where you are to ask you what you're wearing or to tell you how incredible you smell? With this one, I don't get, oh, you smell so beautiful. No, what I get is, oh my, what is that? Like, they always ask me, what is that? It's not like, oh, you smell so beautiful. No, it's what is that? And they immediately go on their phone and they try to see where they can find it. And if they can't find it, they ask me, where did I get it? It just becomes a whole conversation piece. I'm telling you, Spettacolore is spectacular. Okay, so this next fragrance, guys, is a designer fragrance. And this is not going to come as a surprise to you because I've already reviewed this fragrance here on the channel. And I told you that I was so obsessed with this fragrance that I had never picked up one of these fragrances or one of the fragrances from this line. And this year, when they launched this flanker and I tried it, it was like an immediate wrap it up, I'm taking it home. And then I got home and started ordering the others within the line. And I am speaking about Scandal Absolute. This is truly a tuberose-centric fragrance, but I tell you, even if you're not into the note of tuberose, I encourage you to get your nose on this fragrance because you may be very surprised because the blend here, the way that it's been done is just magnificent. In addition to that tuberose, you are going to find a fig note that brings fruitiness into the fragrance. But the center star, the star is the tuberose in this fragrance. In addition to that, you are going to find some woody notes that play the perfect role of background and backdrop for this incredibly beautiful fragrance. This is a fragrance that will make people chase you down and ask you, what are you wearing? Where did you get it? What is it that you do for a living? Like, people will, I don't know if that happens to you, but when people are giving me compliments, they're always asking all these questions that, in my opinion, have nothing to do with you giving me a compliment about a fragrance. But it sparks conversation because when you appeal, like when the fragrance that you're wearing pulls people in, it just allows people to open up and to want to have a conversation with you and to share with you, give you their opinion about fragrances, tell you what they think about the fragrance that you're wearing, to try and get you to recommend other fragrances that may be as exquisite as what you're wearing. And most of the time, I don't tell people, that I'm a fragrance concierge. I don't tell people that I have a channel on YouTube, and I don't tell people anything like that. but they end up asking me all of these questions. And then sometimes they'll even say, well, you really should do this for a living because you're really good at this. And that's when I give them a card and tell them, well, I'm a fragrance concierge and I have a channel on YouTube. So, you know, if you want to join our fam, and there we go. But I'm telling you guys, this fragrance, get your nose on it and you can thank me later. Okay, guys, so this next fragrance, we are not going to spend much time here because I have talked about this fragrance so much here on the channel. And I know that you've heard a lot about this fragrance. I'm just going to tell you right now that I never tell anybody to or encourage anybody to buy a fragrance at this price point. But when I tell you that this fragrance is worth not just every penny that I paid full price. I paid full price for this fragrance. I did not get it at a discounter. I got it directly at the Amouage, and now you know who I'm talking about. I got it directly at the Amouage boutique in New Jersey. And it is worth every penny, and I would pay even more for it. And this one is a lifer for me. This fragrance, when I tell you compliments, and I've discussed this here on the channel, I think I had one video, the video where, you know, I took that time off because I was moving from state to state, and then I came back. And in that first video, I labeled it something like the fragrance that pulled me out of hiatus, because it did. When I tell you that this fragrance, Guidance 46, guys, I'm not going to say anything more. This is the ultimate compliment getter. There is not one fragrance, and these fragrances are heavy hitters when it comes to compliments, trust me, okay? You would have to be like in a really bad mood or a really rude person to be wearing one of these fragrances, especially this one, and not getting not one, not two, but multiple compliments. You would have to have like a she's really upset kind of face, like don't even approach her, to not get a compliment, because these fragrances they pull people to you. And once they get that sniff of that sillage that you've left, or oh my goodness, it's a wrap. And this one is the queen of getting you compliments. All right, guys, so this next fragrance, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because this is a Middle Eastern fragrance. And I have to tell you that this is a fragrance, guys, that if you want to get compliments, but not just compliments, there's a little difference with this fragrance, because this fragrance is addictive. It is intoxicating. It's like when people are around you and they sniff you wearing this fragrance, they are going to go like in a trance. You are going to have them like all they can do is like stare at you because they are sniffing you. And I'm just going to tell you right now that I'm speaking about Emir Paris Corner When Soul Gets High. Wow. This is a fragrance that is very powdery. Let me just start with that. So if you're not into powdery fragrances at all, don't even try this one. But if you are okay with a powdery fragrance, if you love a powdery fragrance, if you think you may be able to tolerate a powdery fragrance, please get your nose on this fragrance, because when I tell you, this fragrance is so addictive, guys. Now, for those of you who are into Middle Eastern fragrances and you've been with me for a while, I'm sure you caught the haul, you caught the review, you caught the second review, you caught my referencing it as one of my favorite fragrances. Well, today I am here to tell you that this may very well be the highest compliment getting fragrance in my Middle Eastern fragrances collection. Because this fragrance is addictive, it's intoxicating. It will take people and pull them to you and then make them follow you. I am telling you, this is a very sexy, dark, alluring fragrance. And this is not a fragrance that you can wear to work. Please don't do that. And when you're going to use it for an event or a late afternoon into evening, into late night type of occasion, please be sure that whomever you're with is someone that you're really into, if you know what I mean. Because this fragrance, that's all I'm going to say, guys. This is the ultimate people attraction type of fragrance. This is the compliment getter, and it is a powerhouse. You are not going to be able to pass by a group of people wearing this fragrance and not have one, if not multiple of them, chase you down to ask you what you're wearing, and in the process who you are, and in the process start to talk to you, if you know what I mean. So I am telling you, this is definitely the fragrance of the compliments when soul gets high. The next fragrance that I have for you is also not going to come as a surprise, because this fragrance is a 2024 release, and I talked about this fragrance here so much on the channel, and oh my goodness. So this one is Center Stage from Tamini. Guys, this fragrance is all about the lavender. Let me just start there. This is a powerhouse. This is intense. This is bold. This is unapologetic. This is in your face. This is the type of fragrance that announces you before you walk into the room. But then when you walk into the room, they're going to want to know what you're wearing, and they're going to be giving you compliments. They're going to tell you how incredible you smell, not beautiful, because this is not about being smooth and beautiful and just, no. This is like, I'm telling you, in your face, like bold. This fragrance is sexy, but its strength is not in how sexy it makes you smell. No, its strength is, there is something very alluring, very well done about the purple florals in this fragrance. There is some lavender, some cardamom, and the orange blossom here. Oh my goodness, has been done exquisitely. I am telling you, this is the fragrance that when you walk into the room, they're going to sniff you immediately, turn around and see who just walked in here that smells this incredible. And they'll actually tell you that, like, when you walked in, I sniffed you. I have to ask you, what are you wearing? That's what you're going to get. This is that fragrance. And it's not going to be from one person, and it's not going to be from the life of the party person. No, it's going to be from just about anybody and everybody that's in the room with you, because that's what this fragrance is all about. And it smells, guys, incredible. All right, guys, so I've talked about this next one too, and this one, let me tell you, it took me by storm. This is, let me just put it to you this way, this is a boss fragrance. You know what I mean? A boss fragrance. But that boss also has like a certain magnetism, and Oud Cadenza from Maison Crivelli has got it down. Oh my goodness. You put this on, and I am telling you, the compliments will be coming. And you know, if you're like me, like I do love oud, but you know, Maison Crivelli fragrances are not demure. But the way that the oud has been done here, this is a masterpiece. This is not my first time saying that. This is not the first time that I discuss this fragrance with you. This was one of my top picks of 2024 because my goodness, this fragrance is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't even know how they thought about doing it, because, you know, you would think, oh, it's a nude fragrance. Oh, no. It's not just an oud fragrance. This is a compliment beast, because that's what's going to happen. This fragrance is sweet, but not very sweet. It is spicy. It has some vanilla. It has some caramel. And that oud, guys, that oud that is relentless. And the oud, while being intense, has nothing barnyardish about it. Nothing. The oud is just perfection in this fragrance. But this fragrance, guys, when I tell you, this is the ultimate compliment getter in oud fragrances, because oud, at least in my opinion, is not a note that it's very easy to get a compliment, especially if you're a lady and you're wearing oud and it's to this level of intensity. To get anybody and everybody to stop and ask you what you're wearing and give you a compliment. If you walk into the restroom and then you walk out, they'll chase you, asking you, what are you wearing? It's just an exquisitely beautiful fragrance that will get you, I'm telling you, if you don't want compliments, don't get this fragrance. Because that's what you need to do. If you want compliments, get the fragrance. Okay, guys. So this next fragrance, I even told you one of the stories of how people were like kind of stalking me because of this fragrance. So let me talk to you about Valentino Born in Roma, Donna the Gold. Guys, this fragrance is, when I tell you, addictive. But the thing about this fragrance is that it's not only addictive for the person who's wearing it, It's addictive for anybody that comes around you. They're gonna be like in gaga at the way that you smell. And you know what's really interesting is that this is the feminine. Oh my goodness. This is the feminine one, and at least to me, for me, it's happened with females and with gents, right? They'll approach me and they'll ask me exactly what is it that I'm wearing. Like, because this fragrance is absolutely exquisite, guys. This fragrance is all about the white florals. It has some coconut, and the coconut is a bit creamy but very balanced with the white florals. And the white florals, while a ton, it's all very smooth. There's definitely vanilla in here, and it's also a bit lactonic. But it's not like a fragrance that I could even say, oh, this is a lactonic fragrance. No, it's a bit lactonic. But when I tell you guys that the power of this fragrance resides in its ability to pull attention, this is yet another one of those fragrances that when you walk in the room, even though it's not full-on beast, this is a very strong fragrance, but it's not like Oud Cadenza or Center Stage that when you walk in, it's going to announce you before you even walk in. When you arrive somewhere and let's say you valet and they open the door, the scent will permeate, and even the person at the valet stand will want to know what you're wearing, because it is just that exquisite. There is just something about this fragrance that wraps people, that because it is just such an addictive scent profile. I'm telling you, Valentino really did this one. Please let us know if you've tried this fragrance. I know many of you have picked it up. How do you feel about it? And what has been your experience? You must be getting compliments. Please let us know. All right, guys. So I have for you the last fragrance, and it is a Middle Eastern fragrance. And I have to tell you that, you know, you're probably wondering, how is it that she didn't bring Fleur Oud or any of the other fragrances? Well, those fragrances get me quite a number of compliments every time I wear them, like Empire Victor and others. But this next fragrance, even though it is not my favorite from my top list of Middle Eastern fragrances of the last year, I love this fragrance. It's not my favorite of all my loves. It's not at the top of the list, let's say. But when it comes to compliments, nothing like Lattafa Teriyaki Intense, guys. I have to tell you, this fragrance, wow. This fragrance is sexy. This fragrance is a magnet. This fragrance will get you that attention that you're looking for from your loved one, from your better half, from your partner, from your boyfriend, from your husband. Let's start with that. But then wherever you go, you're going to be pulling people. You're going to be pulling people. They're going to want to talk to you, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's just one of those fragrances that is designed to be alluring. That's it. This is alluring in a bottle. Like, I can't put it any other way. A ton of compliments with this fragrance and the way that it smells. Oh my goodness. So here you have some plum liquor. Oh my goodness. Some saffron, and you have some vanilla. There's other notes, but dominant to my nose is that plum liquor, guys. I mean, I have to tell you, the plum liquor and the saffron play a number with this fragrance for me on my skin, to my nose. It's unbelievable. So you're going to get the plum liquor, you're going to get some saffron, and you're going to get that tonka bean. Oh my God, that tonka bean that brings like that vanilla caramelish quality to the fragrance. Oh my goodness, guys. Absolutely exquisite. A ton of compliments for sure. All right, guys. So we've reached the end of today's video, and I hope that this was helpful for you. I really want to encourage you, if you are looking for a fragrance that will secure you compliments without a shadow of a doubt, pick one of these based on the notes, based on the brand that you follow, or a new brand that you want to try and potentially add to your collection. Try the fragrance and then let us know how that goes for you, because I am telling you, the only way you're not going to get compliments with these fragrances is if you're in a mood or you're not in a positive state of mind, because you know, energy is very strong. So whatever energy you're putting out is definitely what's either going to have people walk away from you or have people pull into you. But if you are in a positive state of mind and just open and receptive to your surroundings, you are going to get a ton of compliments and attention, requested or not, with these fragrances. Anyway, guys, I hope that this was as fun for you as it was for me. I really enjoyed sharing these fragrances with you, and I am hoping that you give one or more a try, because I think you are going to really enjoy the experience. Anyway, thank you so much as always for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.